Hello and welcome to the Genuine Learning Blog. My name is Melissa Galasso, and I'm excited to be with you today to talk about a big change coming for not-for-profit and governmental entities who receive federal funds in terms of their upcoming audit. This week, the 2018 Compliance Supplement was issued, and it's going to be used for our upcoming June fiscal year ends. So here we're going to talk about some of the changes, which are actually quite big this year in terms of the supplement. First off, let's talk a little bit about the background. So the compliance supplement is typically issued annually, and each year it replaces itself. So in May of 2018, they did issue the 2018 compliance supplement, which is 2 CFR Part 200 Appendix number 11. However, remember, because we have changes, Subpart F requires that federal agencies that are responsible for informing OMB of changes needed to the supplement. This includes ensuring that program objectives, procedures, compliance requirements, etc. have been updated on an annual basis. Typically, we get a brand new supplement every year. 2018 is a little different. One of the biggest changes in 2018 is that it is what I'm going to call a mini supplement. It does not replace the 2017 supplement. In fact, you actually have to use the 2017 supplement when performing your 2018 audits. So the auditors must use 2018 supplement and 2017 supplement. So this will be a pretty big change as we go forward, and the documentation requirements related to it will be very important. So as I said, this is for our upcoming June 30 fiscal year ends, because this was for fiscal years beginning after June 30 of 2017. So the first set will be our June 30 of 18 fiscal year ends, followed by 9/30, 12/31, etc. So this is a very important change. So let's talk a little bit about that. Unlike our previous updates, the new compliance supplement only modifies certain sections of the 2017 supplement that were in need of what they consider to be significant revisions. And typically what would happen is that they would make changes, and then what they would do is they would carry forward information. In 2018, that's not the case. Anything that was not revised from 2017 was not recopied. So if there were changes, you're going to see it in the 2018 supplement. If there are no changes, it will actually not be in the 2018 supplement. You're going to have to go to the 2017 supplement to get information on any area that does not have changes. Now, they did give us a nice couple of areas and a heads up on what are the big ones, procurement obviously being one of the biggest ones, but also other clusters that were impacted by this. So let's talk a little bit about some of the big changes. As I said, Part 3, the only major change is to procurement. All the other sections, all of the other compliance requirements, you're going to use Part 3 of the 2017 supplement. The big exception is in for 2018, if you're using 3.2, which are new grants, procurement, suspension, and debarment, you're going to use 3.2.I out of the 2018 supplement. And so you're going to use that. Everything else, 3.1, and as you're going through it, and all the other 3.2 are going to be under the 2017 supplement going forward. So you do want to make sure that you're using the 2018 version for procurement for 3.2. Otherwise, if you're doing 3.1, it's all in 2017, and all of the other ones besides procurement for the 3.2 will be in 2017. I do want to call attention to one of the biggest changes. It's not yet effective because you had to actually put it into 48 CFR subpart 2.1, which is our definitions. I checked FAR this morning and it was not updated as of the taping of this. And so we're just going to have to wait and see. But one of the biggest changes to NDA of 2018 is that they are changing Section 805 and 806, where they're changing the simplified acquisition threshold and the micro purchase threshold for all federal grants and all auditees. And so currently the threshold for simplified acquisition threshold is at 150. It will increase to 250, and the micro purchase threshold will go from 3,500 to 10,000 for all auditees of all grants. However, it is not effective until it is formally codified in FAR. And as I said this morning, it has not been updated as of this morning on May 24th. An early implementation is not permitted. So it is important that the National Defense Authorization Act does have this. And so sections 200.88 of the Uniform Guidance that are going to be the simplified acquisition threshold definition and the micro purchase definition, which is in 200.67, are effectively being replaced when this does become effective. I don't have a date for you yet, but as soon as it is published, we'll definitely let you know. Remember from last year, we also had the same concept of an NDAA for 2017 that already had exceptions for the micro purchase thresholds for institutions of higher education, related not-for-profit entities, and then research or independent research institutes. Those had already had an adjustment, and this is just basically opening it up to all entities. In addition to the Part 3 changes, the big change here is going to be for Part 4. The key departments that are having changes: Department of Ed, Department of Health and Human Services, the Department of Transportation, and Social Security Administration. For those of you who do a lot of Title I testing, right, the whole cross-cutting, 84.000, cross-cutting is updated, Title I's updated, as is 84.011, 84.282, 84.365, 84.367, and 84.424, which is actually a new program. Same thing for DHHS, 93.224, 527, 575, 596, and 600, including the new maternal, tribal maternal infant and early education home visitation program, which is 93.872 and 93.508. Those are going to be the ones that have the big changes for Part 4. For the Department for Social Security, that one's a pretty easy one. So that one is going to deal with everything being brand new. So we are going to entirely just use the brand new Social Security Administration section that will only be under 2018 entirely. So a lot, Department of Transportation had the highway planning and construction the cluster, and the federal transit cluster. Those were the ones that had the big changes in 2018. Otherwise, for Part 4, you'll be primarily focused on 2017. For Part 5, the big one is student financial assistance. We're not surprised by that. Student financial assistance gets updated pretty frequently, so you're going to use 2018 for that. For the 2018 will also help you determine what are the other clusters, because remember, only the federal government can create a cluster. You can't create your own, and you can't decluster. So you do want to make sure you're using the 2018 supplement for that. There are no changes for R&D, so that's a good sign. There is an awesome appendix, right? Appendix 5, which lists the changes to the 2018 compliance supplement. So you do want to take a look at that. The changes are dated April, except for 2017. As you look at the compliance supplement, they do provide the 2018 compliance supplement as well. There is one other area that you want to look at, which is the Appendix 7A, which is related to all these great hurricanes we've had recently. So there was some administrative relief for Harvey, Irma, and Maria. So we would recommend that you take a look at that. If you had any areas that were impacted by those, we would want you to be aware. All right, other than that, that is it for our 2018 compliance supplement. I hope that you have a great 2018 compliance supplement testing season. I know we're about to ramp up for our 630s, so hopefully getting this out in May as opposed to after June 30, which we've seen historically the last few years. This should give us enough time to prepare, and the fact that we get to carry forward a lot of 2017 should be a huge help. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Genuine Learning blog, and I hope to see you on a future blog. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.